Okay, I'm just going to share a poem story that I wrote. It's called The Lawnlords of Daniel, Out of the Shadows of Forever. The Lawnlords are two tenants that live here that are very controlling, manipulative. They've been here, about 15 plus years, one of them, and about 20 plus years, the other one. I don't want to seriously put them down or anything, but they don't like me. And I'm just going to do this little poem here to share with the world, or whatever. You can take it or leave it. I always say to try to judge people individually or whatever. So I always do that too. I will warn you that I am just videoing this myself while reading, and I am dyslexic, so I will stumble and all that. So if I do, just bear with me, and I'll try to maybe someday write the whole poem underneath this video. Alright, so here we go. It's called The Lawnlords of Daniel, Out of the Shadows of Forever. Okay, so out of the shadows of forever, popping embers glow of friendships deep in the ashes of yesterday today. Never to be forgotten by the long years apart. Cool waters have refreshed some souls' travels with constant blessings or gentle rains that brought many changes for them. As a well dips deep into the bucket of a hard life to find nothing in my hands but breeze and sand, I laugh so hard but shed no tears that can be shared. Out of the shadows of forever I have called forth and heard no answers time and time again, waiting for an echoed reply of another soothing voice. Seldom were my howling calls ever returned but in dreams. Conversations lost or delayed in the vast emptiness of spaces between that of parrot squawks, replies vibrating what spiders weave in your cognitive mind. Stuck in the emptiness of a dimly lit room, brightly colored black, the shadows of isolation are growing darker and longer in lonely solitude. Where a white candle flickers as it burns and a dumb smartphone screen fills with words, trying to reach out to connecting souls pulled apart. These are my only trusted companions when my dog sleeps, trying to guide you through the false hollow doors of a bully's gossip with searches and walks to far away unknown places. When concepts blur upon the dusty lights from the cracks of the door jamb that it is in, like me, like you. Out of the shadows of forever, footsteps pass back and forth heavily in the smoky hall, making the dog bark, as soft knocks of opportunity are missed in the hard seasons of friendship. Tapping, rapping endlessly on the window pane of glass to no avail, obscured visions out, dark and light, sights and sounds, frosted over iced from view as the cold winter's sleety winds have glazed it seemingly shut. Betrayed by the fall of the summer sun that never returned the favors of romance in the spring. Foolish hearts have notched their bedposts in laughter, then reborn. Clinging to what's theirs, or not, then taking yours like a spoiled child unwilling to share when parents are away or near. From the shadows of forever I now sit alone, slowly stirring the leaves of this bitter, cloudy tea that I'm forced to drink from this broken cup, forecasting futures brought forth within the shapes of the damp ring of tablecloth-stained mind. Rider cards have been shuffled and dealt from the stars above, I'm told, drawn by man. But I pay them no mind, for they forecast only cloudy, stormy days, partly told, filling with doom sadness in its many blank spaces. Out of the shadows of forever, an eerily ghost holding branches, complete with dead, crunchy leaves of dreams once known. Scraping frightening, negative patterns into the frost of the icy window ceiling, chilling my numbered, shivering, bent spine. Confused and disoriented in the shadows of this thieves' forever placed upon my resources. Like a hangman's noose at the gallows are all these games of bullies, of life's bullies and their ways. I've silently cursed the darkness and despair they bring. My present tormentors, lords of the lawn, that have sown their seeds indoors through many a years of practice, whose jungles of vines now grow from the carpet, it seems. Embracing in a lover's kiss are these lords by my door, reeking of a silent gossip's hatred breath. Enthralled I view from the peephole once painted, now clean, as they cast their spell over a weak man who calls himself Daniel and his tenants here. They all care more for shiny gold, grass, pills, and a lump of fresh gossip than they do real life, chewing it like grazing cows, washing it down over coffee-stained ventures or cheap beer the flying monkey does often drive. Sadly, the index from their gypsy market does not value an innocent tenant's honest life soul. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Simply done, one would think, disposing of the tenants they don't care for, like washing their greasy hair. Never lathering, never coming clean, tenant after tenant, as the bloody cycle of stain spirals down, the draining of wallets and the life force from the dirty, scrubbed, lost hair sink that they do drink. All the while placing a front of kindness and smiles out to the world. Heavy makeup on a devil does not change what's underneath. Lips puckering hearts and hooks divine. Is this the way the Catholics taught Daniel, the real landlord, to be in denial back in the highest of schools? Or did he gamble it away on life's lost morality bet? In the brick building of trailers from parks, stacked and dealt from the bottom of the deck, phrasing carefully his words leased to you by choice of convenience and time, he does speak and write like a lazy lawyer's criminal son, so later on he can go free, skipping with Scott off the pier. Out of the shadows of forever, one day will come the answers I seek, redemption for the nuns and the father that taught me lessons true. The heartless lord's cold upper hand is now beating upon the cobweb-sealed door as my eviction looms near. I no longer am imprisoned by the bully's games, nor controlled aggressively with threats and guns, or passive-aggressively in the life of such disarray, lacking truthful promise are they. Almost free I am from being manipulated and used as a game for sport of hit and run, wait and see if he hits back. All of this done, I believe, for their lacking of a good life, these material beings splashing in the shallow end of water's life. But the lords of Daniel do not see or seem to understand the full moon's graveyard dirt that I wipe from the soles of my boots in the cellar. In the cellar, my silent roots of justice grow in the low light of their stingy, selfish souls. Out of the shadows of forever, I was emancipated from their dreams. From the shadows of forever, I was emancipated from them by dreams of redemption. My good nature's compromises ignored. One day this could happen to you, turning around, smacking you in the face. I can plainly see by your naked, quivering stares, crooked grin, that this might have already begun. In elsewhere's thick dust of time and space. Truths I make into simple jokes, harmless, you see, to stay sane from the Lord's mean, permanent games. Their cuts, but theirs cut people painfully deep, divided like the black and white marches of peaceful change. They have done great harms to real life for years, twisting their swords as they plunge it deep, always in the back, surprise attack. Their smiles cheap, posting smirks of victory upon their faces and poorly written signs, blue laws for others to follow and not them. Promises of violence many times did they speak, stuffing their mouths full, spitting with free pantry's bread meant for the poor. They gathered, but they did not need. I never did flinch or blink with fearful eyes, as the food flung out from their mouths and stuck to me like glue, usually staring at their feet to avoid disputes as I stood frozen like a deer in the bright lights, hungry for true friendships and love. A bully's gossip can bring them friendships and guardians too, like a neighbor egging to include the word rotten for a chuckle of something more serious hitting at a caffeinated night's walk. But one should expect no less, for they are dwellers beside the Lords of Daniel. Like a cancer, it silently grows through the lawn. A dog did they walk for the red hair's pills to gain, does not kill my pain from these days, nor them from squawk on the porch, trolling the neighborhood with wondering, curious eyes and ears for new game to hunt down in fear. Wombs, even though some lacking the traditional entrance of a vagina, Daniel likes the smell of that fruit, saying a vagina always whispers to him the mystic ways of old and can never hold or speak nothing but the truth. A player in the flowers of Mary Mounty's Hollywood is he. A shameful, dishonest freak I am for being born without a banana tree. With a banana tree, I think to myself, but a banana may be his favorite snack, so to speak. But he still does not care for me. My freedom came one day when they all were at my door's throat, rattling the knob's apple with both hands. Like they did Tenant Chris and his two cats, entering illegally and flipping our bathroom rugs with keys once used to clean by the French, keys used to clean by a hate-filled French maid for Daniel, no taxes claimed. I hoped their heads healed from where she banged it under the table. I would gladly vomit into a moose cup today at the joy to rid myself of these mind pictures, thoughts. Their actions spoke louder than words, and Connie's offers of 3 ways from the skyline windows galore. Casper's truck stop romance pours on the floor. Shh. Bandages and ointments coat his tongue from the lizard's pie he did enjoy, while Connie waited in the running car outside with Riddy the dog twiddling her thumbs. The nerve of the lords and their minions here to talk about others' lives and not expect the same love and kindness in return. Out of the shadows of forever shifted the reasons of the darkness light to a right, a wrong forgotten. Ominous branches that once seemed to scrape the hard, cold frost of this place, then gently into the morning, ominous branches that once seemed to scrape the hard, cold frost of this place, turned then gently to the morning's listening dew. Payments for my peaceful faithfulness promised by the heroes waiting for my release from this rented prison cell in the Lords of Daniel. Sorry, it's at the bottom of the page. The heroes: Gandhi, John Lennon, Martin Luther King. 3 little birds did sing the freedom song of rhymes to me, strumming for me through dark nights of days painfully long, and alone my heart did stay warm. Superheroes fully opening windows high above, so mine can escape with the body intact, as the dawn shatters and breaks at the window out of the shadows of forever. So sweetly perched were these three birds, safely without a care on the barbed wire's perimeter of this moldy, weeds-filled lawn, singing fiercely, giving me strength of not getting shot by bullets or gossips they speak. From Casper, the unfriendly ghosts, the lords of the lawn, even Daniel himself, or their many guards stationed on patrols. During some of the lords' changing of shifts on this piece of land's building plot, I would sit and listen to my heroes chirping songs for me and secretly smile. But presently I am in the breezes of shadows of heroes, dusted by the blowing curtain's veil, preparing to leap, not as a suicide, into a waiting loving, sorry, it's a long poem, not as a suicide into a waiting lover's arms, a friend with ships of conditions, all so tightly strung in nets that tangle and trap, but rather into an old friendship's tragic lost embers glow within me from my childhood stolen past. Recharged, but still creakily, old, the confidence of, sorry, I need a drink. Recharged, but still creakily old, the confidence of my indestructible teenage years, inspiring the fading cells into action. This faith of when the worlds we destroyed and created in puddles and mud was done with fairness and respect. I knew one day this child within me would return, in hopes and dreams of loyalty reclaimed. I always was, if that, excuse me, I gotta redo that. I knew one day the child within me would return, in hopes, dream of loyalty reclaimed. I always was that, if nothing else, to my friendships. I did earn a loyal, friendly dog. Somehow, without knowing or expecting it, one loyalty of kindness came back and saved me today, giving temporary wings of Karma's angel, who holds me securely in their arms. Out of the shadows of forever, I am and will find my way from this Markham Roller Estates prison camp of Clio Avenue, managed by Dan and his construction crew, owned of space and design. It has been such a waste of my time here. I had to write this for others to publicly view, in hopes that you or your loved ones never venture into this yard to reclaim your ball, or even worse, decide to live here. These lords of Daniel could trap you in their web with baits and hooks, and if they do, you'd be better off dead. The shadows of forever may not be able to help next time here. And that's it. Sorry about the stumbling. Like I said, doing this all by myself, filming, reading, and I have to go somewhere very important real soon, but I wanted to get it done. Alright, thank you again, and hopefully it didn't hurt your ears or turn your stomach. Alright, peace.